In this video, we're going to show you how to install WordPress MultiSite using a subdirectory structure. To do this, you will need to have a WordPress website, preferably a brand new install, one that you haven't done anything, if much at all, to so far. And you also need to have administrator access to the WordPress dashboard and also access to your web server, because we do need to make some modifications to files. So what I'm going to do first is go into the dashboard. I haven't actually logged in yet. And just to show you that it is brand new. And there you go. So you can see it's got the Welcome to WordPress menu there, because it's a brand new WordPress installation. And the first thing we want to do is go to settings and then to permalinks, because what I want to make sure is that we change those just to post name straight away, because if you don't have it, there can be some problems sometimes depending on your setup. And so that's the first thing we need to do anyway. What we actually need to do now is go into WordPress, into the files of WordPress on your server, and make some changes. So you can connect by FTP, SFTP, SSH, whichever you prefer, or you can use your web host's administration dashboard. There's usually a file editor in there. I'm going to go into my FTP client though and just refresh. I'm on a Mac, so I'm using Transmit at the moment. And there you go, we can see all of the files there. And the one that we need to open up is wp-config. However, I strongly recommend, before making any changes, creating a copy. Just in case anything goes wrong, you can always revert back to a previous version. So what we need to do then is actually open wp-config and edit. You can edit it within your FTP client if you would like. And then what I need to do is scroll down until we find where it says that's all, stop editing. So that's on line 83. And just above that, we need to put one line of code in there. So it says define WP allow multi-site and then true. And once you've added that in, you need to hit save. And that's been done. So now we jump back into the WordPress dashboard and we need to refresh. So when that's done, you just go into the tools menu and you'll notice there's a new item there you've probably not seen before. It's called network setup. So we're just going to click on that now. And the first thing we see here is a message just regarding Apache's mod rewrite module. So you need to make sure that your web host has that and it's currently installed and activated on your server. If it's not, you will run into problems and it won't work. But it's very, very, very unlikely that you'll have a web host that doesn't have this. But of course, if you're not sure, you should definitely just check with them. Next, you just get to choose how you want your site to be set up. You can see you've got two options here. You choose from subdomains, and as it says, site1 and site2.ourmusicblog.com, and subdirectories, which is what we're going to go with today. Then we just need to configure the network details. So the network title is multi-site demo sites, and that's fine. Obviously yours will change depending on what you've got. And the network email for the admin there, you just need to specify as well. It will automatically just pull in whatever is already in WordPress as the administrator's email address. Now we need to make a few changes. So what we need to do is first make changes to wp-config, and all of the code that needs to be added is right there in front of our eyes, so it's nice and simple. So then we jump back into our FTP client or whichever you're using, and what we do is just below the line we put in to allow multi-site, and above where it says stop editing, we're going to paste our code in that WordPress has provided, and then hit save. And that's all we need to do in wp-config for now. So we can close that file and then jump back into WordPress. And what we need to do now is make some changes to the htaccess file, which is an Apache configuration file that you've generally got access to on a shared host. And obviously if you have a VPS, you'll have access to this anyway. So what we need to do now is jump back in to the FTP client and look for htaccess. It is a dot file, so it starts with a dot, which means that by default it's hidden. So depending on the client you're using, you may need to enable hidden files to be shown. Otherwise, once you've got it ready, you just need to open that file to edit it. And everything that's in there we can just delete and put in what WordPress has provided for us today. And then we just hit save. And we can close that file once more. And as you can see down the bottom here, it says once you've done this, you actually need to log in again. So we'll click on the login link, provide the username and password, and there we have it. So we're back into the WordPress dashboard now. So what you might notice first off is up the top you've got My Sites. It's a drop down and you can get through to the network admin panel from there. And you've also got a list of the sites, and at the moment we've only got one, so that's why we only see multi-site demo in there. Some other changes that are really important to note, say for instance if you go to themes or plugins, you'll notice that you can't actually install anything from here, because on a multi-site network it all needs to be managed through the network admin dashboard. But that's also a really good thing, because it means that you can control your themes and plugins for all of your multi-site websites in one place, and you can also update them from that one spot as well. That's all we need to cover in this video. We've achieved what we set out to do, which was to install WordPress MultiSite on a new installation using the subdirectories structure. If you have any questions about what we've done or anything is not clear, please feel free to ask in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll have a great big series of videos on WordPress MultiSite, so make sure you subscribe and check them out.